Okie dokie. All right, looks like we are live. Oh, here it is. There we go. So yeah, looks like we're live, and I'm just gonna draw tonight and see how it goes. And there we go. Switch over to the actual Cintiq screen and flip things around so I can do this. There we go. And I will share what I'm drawing, I guess. Drawing from some Pinterest stuff. Let's go ahead and slide this over. Do that. Yep. And grab Pinterest right there. Slide that over. See how that works. Cool. So I was just messing around with this a little bit. Just trying to warm up, and then yeah, trying to warm up a little bit. And this is from actually cheating a little bit just to kind of get some inspiration up. I didn't want to start from a blank page. I hadn't quite finished this one, so just do that. So I just kind of wanted to warm up and start on a page that already had some stuff that I already done to kind of get started and not feel too intimidated. I haven't live streamed on here before, so thought I would give it a shot and see how this goes for a little while. Let's just do that real quick. The hard part in getting started for night is trying not to be too, I don't know, anal retentive about everything and just have fun. What's happening there? But I'll just do that. Need to stay there. And I'm just the flippers and stuff. I haven't been drawing those just because the flippers seem to be so big on a lot of these things. Let's see, that's going to go there. So this is one of the problems with when you have these things side by side, is trying not to get a tangent that comes out of there. But it just means I need to, I think that far knee, yeah, it kind of just needs to come up, and then I don't know, maybe it's frustrating. So just make it look like it's a little further back. And then it's a little bit better. And then it's one of those things I'll give some leniency to, I suppose. And then give the hair some kind of cool. The hair isn't really flowing here, but I like to make it flow for fun. Probably ought to give her some arms. Even if it's just one. That's kind of doing. Try not to skimp on what the hands are doing. And also try not to, well, I don't know. Hard to show that without actually painting it, but maybe draw that, and then I'm actually going to add, let's see if I can do that, I don't know. She's got the snorkel doing something weird. I think it's just floating off, but we'll do that, and then let's see what this hand, try to add some kind of volume to the hair one way or another. And then I don't know what to do with this back arm. I know it's going. She just has the hand showing there, so I don't know. Maybe that is the best course of action there. That's not too bad. It's like an arm going out of nowhere. Maybe we can do that. Give her something anyway. That'll work. Let's see what else we got. That's the best way I've found to do these what you call it, these Pinterest things. When there's not big enough, I can kind of hit that open a new tab thing. Oh, that's kind of cool. So let's hit this open image. I don't think I have that. Assign that. So I just, if I see something from the one I went to, try to just kind of move on to something that. Post books. Those is, yeah. So I'll just move on to something that looks kind of cool. Open. Oh yeah. And then we can hit Control Plus in there, and now the image is nice and big. Let's see where I can put this. I just want to fill this page really. I need room for all this stuff. So I always try to start with the head for some reason. I don't have to, but maybe that'll be a nice challenge for the next one or something. Maybe that. And then get the head shape there. Add that just again to make it, say her eyes are there. like she's holding her breath that way. And I kind of, sometimes I like to do that, draw the collarbone up. See how far that's going. That's kind of weird. Oh, she's grabbing it, I see. That going that way. And that's like a watch or something. Do that. Happy little whatevers. And then do that. Is that is about right? That's better anyway. I actually think this is coming out, so I think I'm gonna need to do something more like that. Kind of that there. Yeah, because I want this line, like I'm looking for that right there. A lot of this is just looking at angles. And shoot, I'm gonna run out of space there. I knew I was gonna run out of space, but for whatever reason, I just wanted to start back over that arm. I don't mind starting back over sometimes because I figure I drew it the first time. I can draw it again. This is kind of tough because you want to draw that inside line first because what's happening is I don't want to create a tangent there. I want to know that the arm is behind. Yeah, more like that. And then that's the best way to describe that. Something like that, probably. I like the design of the wetsuit, so I'm going to add that in. There. And what did I do? Duh. Yeah, that didn't work. Well, this also isn't here on that. She actually has like tubes around her neck or something. And then this shape here, here, and that goes out and around there, there, and it goes. She has a giant belt on, so that's cool. Draw the belt, and that, and this. That's the more easier part. Let's see how we got. Did not draw this. Needs to probably be a little bit more. Yeah, way more. Oh, like there. I don't mind doing that kind of stuff when I'm just playing. I'm not trying to like doing anything crazy right now. there's probably some kind of got that there. I don't even know why I'm drawing that stuff. It doesn't really matter right now. Belt buckle right here. Just for fun. That continues on. And oh, I see that's the design. I don't like the design of the legs though. So I'm not gonna use that. So it actually goes a little bit further down, and then I want to see that, so I'm going to keep that. I've got the legs doing this right here. They're making a V, but I just want to make sure I like what I'm doing there, and then maybe that. This one's doing more there. So that stops there. So this is more angular right here too. I want to make sure I get that going. Rounded it off some more angular. Key thing with legs is right there at the knee, giving that thing enough space. I think early on when I used to draw legs, I guess a lot of legs I see even other people draw, they draw them like they'll go. And they won't leave enough room there. They'll make this really tiny. And then when they go to make the bottom part of the leg, it ends up being real tiny. So you have to give it more room to come out of that brick. And the way this works is there's a kneecap there, and then there's a bone here. It kind of comes like that, and goes back that way. Your femur, whatever, comes out this way. And then you have this thing here, bottom part down here, but there's another brick right here, I guess is what I was getting at. So where that square is, you have to make sure you have enough space for all of that stuff. And then these muscles come out of there. So you want to make sure you give it enough room to make the calf thick enough. And a lot of it's just studying enough so that you know what's what, I guess. And then not neglect this hand over here. Cool shape, I don't want to ruin it. Just draw all those as one. And then there. Cool. And then I think I didn't really make it super thick like it is, but there's another little triangle there that's cool. I wonder if I could find some more pattern on the bottom that would match. There's a little like zipper here. It comes down. So I wonder if there's some kind of maybe I don't mind that too much. We'll do that. And then that's kind of weird, I guess. That's kind of cool. And then maybe yeah, it's kind of cool. My own little twist on it there. That's how to design the wetsuit, I suppose. So let's move her a little bit further away from the other drawing. So there's some space for readability. Let's do that. Maybe we get rid of that line just for the sake of getting rid of that line. Let's see here. What else is there? What else is there? That one's kind of crazy. These are cool. Save this one to post this too. I'll draw both of these. They're kind of like tastefully done and in some kind of crazy perspective. So, let's see how that goes. That's pretty cool. Bonk. Which one do I want to do first, though? Where can I put this one? Not a space, I suppose. Let's do this. Let's just reorganize a little. I like that. Let's move that. What is this? And yeah, a little bit there. Enter. Control D. Maybe move her. Up here somewhere. And then now I got space right here. Let's see if I is this yeah. Let's see if I go here. Let's just try this real quick and see where this is gonna go. So I could potentially draw this pretty quickly, but I don't want to. I like to take a little time with the drawings to kind of get a good handle of what's going on with them and learn. So it probably won't be a better drawing than what I'm doing. This is pretty good. So that's actually there. The hard thing about these is wrapping your mind around the fact that, sorry, concentrating here, that you're drawing shapes and stuff. So but this is a pretty good, yeah, there and then there. So I might actually keep this drawing. So remember when I said draw head first? Well, maybe not this time. I know it'll fit there now, so let's do this. Kind of already know that that's yeah. All right, there we go. And this is crazy. It's like the way that's coming out of the rib cage is really cool there. But it's, I need to taper it more. There we go. It's like slightly taper. It's really cool. Let's see if I can find the head. I don't know. That thing's definitely like that. And then this arm's coming. This is really cool because this is like here and then that, and then the shoulders coming up there, there, and then you get the underside of the arm. How's this working? And this part. Give myself a little confidence here. And then that part. What? There. Come back. Bring it back there. And then here. And then it's kind of, it's crazy. It's doing that. Something like that. And then this is going that way. And this is a much harder drawing. Straight. That's crazy. Okay. So one side of that's going that way. I want to make sure I get the proper overlap here. And then get the right amount of overlap so that it looks like it's going. I want to give this a different pose though. Just so it looks like it's going into space a little bit more. And get rid of the little weird nick right there because it's getting in the way. And then let's see if I can actually draw the there we go. Let's see if we can actually draw the head okay. I don't know. Move it down just a little bit. I got room. And we got the neck there. And then I'm going to do this. Draw and here just to see. Maybe not, maybe here. Hard to get the thing, I get the right thing. And then something like that. It doesn't have to be perfect. And be there, sort of. Nope. Frontal there. Eyes up here. Here. Nose. Mouth. Eyebrows. But I just mainly want to draw this guy in. So yeah, tonight, first live stream. Thought I'd just give it a shot on YouTube and see how it feels. Let's do this on here. See if I can get. Sorry, when I start drawing stuff that's a little bit more harder to draw, I get a little kind of all over the place, but I think this is working out. This probably needs to be more. So this is going to be wrapping that shoulder and finish the hair first. I'm going to do my own thing with the hair like I have been. Shoot. Yeah. Kind of trying to stretch the arm out a little more to give it a little bit more reach there. It's kind of a good thing we have as artists is being able to do what we want to something, manipulate it to get something hopefully better. And right here, I think. I'll do that with the hands and then do something like that. And let's make sure we draw on there that way. That's there. That's not bad. Okay, that's kind of cool. And then I don't know about that, but that's kind of cool. That's not bad. Let's see what else we got here. What do we got? What do we got? Did another one that was over here. What was that? Oh, yeah. My goodness. Glutton for punishment here. Let's move you over to here. And move. Let's, nope. Control D. Get rid of some of these dots. I make a lot of dots when I'm drawing. Dots are pretty good, like measuring tool sort of thing. B, and is this going to even work out? I don't know. Brat. What am I gonna do here? Well, where can I put this drawing? Question of the ages. All right, well, let's leave that where it is. I wonder if this one is down far enough. Yeah. RB. Let me see. Let's just do a quick test how big this thing needs to be. I say test, but then I start liking the lines I put down. It doesn't always happen. And then oh, you will fit. Oh, yes, you will. Jeez. I think I gotta try to move this one a little bit. A little bit. Looks like the other girl's eating. But darn it. Well, that should be enough actually. So this is gonna be right about here. I'm gonna get another knee shape there. I'm gonna get that. And that. And this has a lot of overlaps going on. Something like that. And this. There. And coming out. And we're getting a little bit of a lot of bit of foreshortening here. And doing its thing. Let's make sure we get that. Just need the main shape mainly. And then she's got her head back here. That's her chin doing that. And then her hair is kind of doing this cool flowy thing. Maybe something like that. And then her ankle probably needs to be about here. And just remember our alligator ankle stuff going on. And there. Wait, I'm gonna cheat this a little bit and get that. That's actually really crazy. So I just wanted that, what do you call it? The negative space there to be in there. But I think I overkilled it on that thing. That needs to be more. There we go. For that. It's kind of cool. Yeah, that's cool. It turned out to be okay. And then crazy thing about this one is the yeah, I don't know. Not sure what to do here as far as that back arm. I mean, kind of want to like just do that and then kind of fudge it a little bit. There we go. And then I want to make that look like the hair's coming off. That's kind of cool. And you know, I want to make sure I get that to be that way. This is the rib cage. And I had kneecaps like right here. And then all the other cool stuff's right here. Well, how do we simplify that? Yeah, that feels better. Give it a little bit of shape there. That's kind of cool. All right. I approve. That will work. Let's see if we can find something to fill. These other little spaces somehow. It's gonna be a little tough. Yeah. No, maybe not. Let's see if I can get her to go over here. Ew, that almost works. Do her over. Let's move her just a little bit. No, oh, let's move this just a little bit. And then let's move. Let's do this one. I like this. Looks awesome. Shoot, I like these underwater things. They're really cool. That one could fit somewhere. That one could fit somewhere. This one could definitely fit somewhere. I'm gonna pick a couple of these. I just, for some reason, really want to draw this. Ew, that one's cool too. Poses. Save. Open image in new tab. I don't know who's doing these. I don't know who's making these things, but they're really cool. Sure, it wouldn't be hard to find it. Thank you, Internet. Is that this one now? That one's going to be hard just because full thing. This one's full. Trying to find full poses on here. Let's see. Hole. And God, that's crazy. This is the problem is start getting in the trap of there's so much good stuff on here. I'll be able to find those on my poses page anyway when I go back, but I don't need all those right now. Let's go here, open image in new tab. Close that one, open image in new tab. Now these are all ones that I have the option of now. Open image in new tab. Super cool. Close that one. Image in new tab. That's so nuts. Open image in new tab. So much good stuff on here. Crazy. All right. Well, at any rate, I think I've got plenty to go from here. Oh, it's really cool, actually. It's got like robot legs. I like the ones that are extreme now. Already got that one. That one's kind of cool. Dude, that's cool. I'm gonna save that for some reason for another. It might be fun to paint or something. There you go. That's better. Something was off with that last one. Anyway. Yeah, so let's see which ones of these I can fit. This one can fit right here. Again, I just wanted to draw this one, so let's give this a shot. Yeah, too far that way, maybe. We'll find out. So angle the head like that. Just draw it a little bit smaller so that I can fit it. And something cool with the hair. But I want to maintain kind of, I like the shape, the mushroom shape on this one. And then keeps the goggles on, kind of like the goggles. And then, so one of the cool things that I need to look into some more is simplifying things when I draw them smaller. So this is going to go this way. That. That. And that. And everything's kind of got that going on. Yeah, I got that wrong already. Oof, that was harsh. This is better. Let's do that. Way. So I'm just trying to draw the center line first, and that did not work out for me at all. And that. And go here. And I got one on there. Like that. I think a little bit more about this one for some reason. Mainly because I want to get that shoulder thrown back feeling. Let's try that. This is crazy. It's going over there. So I don't know if I've got. I think the problem here is that. There we go. I can't really. I don't have a whole lot of room to move these anymore. Fine. Try to make some room for that leg by moving this one up over that way. I think I might have to add L. Let's see. Let's move. This is so bad. I'm having to shift too much. Takes me out of drawing what I was drawing, but whatever. I'm just trying to have a little fun here. Move this one up a little. I'm just trying to fit as many on this page. I like trying to fit as many as I can on a page. Oh. Here actually. Oh yeah, it's not so bad. All right. B. Let's see if we just do. And then there, yeah. And then this one somehow starts out that way, and the knee is really long, but it is how it is. I don't know how that's so crazy. I think I drew that too long. Not feeling like how I wanted it to feel. Now, let's see what's going on. There, and then sometimes I go to a different part of the figure to figure out how another part is working, I guess. So, the biggest problem I'm having is like, I don't like how that's not feeling like what it is. It feels like more like that thing's doing that. But it's not what's going on. It's actually yeah, it's actually got a lot of unsure lines because I have no idea what's happening here. It's like a relaxed, but not relaxed pose. Super weird. Let's just give that a go. I kind of like that anyway. Let's draw that. That. And then yeah. Whatever. That was kind of fun anyway. Kind of wondering what I did wrong there. I think it was a lot of that's in the head. Yeah, actually fixing the head like that actually made it look a little better. I think what's going on though is I think I needed to tilt the head more into that way, and then I could have exaggerated it more. Something it's actually coming out at us. I would have done it and actually if I was going to exaggerate it, it would have been like that. I don't know. I don't know. Whatever. Moving on. Whoa. I didn't like. So this is Clip Studio Paint, which I have gotten used to. I just kind of like drawing in it, honestly. Nice. So sometimes on drawing the head, it's kind of hard to see, like, picture the head as a box or whatever. So it's looking up, it's be like that, and then you put, eyes, nose, mouth, and then if it's looking down, yeah, something like that, and then eyes, nose, mouth, hairline. All right. So it's tough for me sometimes looking at when all the hair is flowing around or whatever, like this one. Like I wanted to draw the head as if it was looking down, just because it looked like I didn't know what the corner of the head was doing, but it's actually doing that. So the box would be like that. More. Exactly right. Yeah, you get my point there. And if you don't, whatever. So I to figure that out. If I'm getting it wrong and it looks weird, I just immediately look at the eyes, and that lets me know everything I need to know. Because the eyes are angled that way, so the top of the head will follow it. And then do something like that. Goggles on as well. And then get that in there. And let's kind of form everything around that arm. Let that arm be my guide for everything. And then that off there. That's pretty close. Crazy thing about drawing is if something's slightly off, it looks really weird. This kind of cool thing about that is it is already informing us of the shoulder blade there. What I was looking at here that was kind of like a little frustrating is how much it's pinched up. Our torso gets a little pinched here and it's coming out at us. Shoot, run out of space again. It's probably ain't gonna fit here, is it? Waka waka waka. Hmm. Yeah. How am I gonna fit this? All right, you know what? Got an idea. Do something abstract with this one, just to make it fit. We're gonna get Control X, Control Shift V. Shit. Put it on another layer there, but that's all right. I think we'll do that, and then there we go, and then all right. I'm gonna kind of like want to make it better here is this and that. Maybe I'm not going to make it better. Maybe that's just making it worse, but it's crazy because this thing is coming. Just going to give a little thickness there to kind of let you know it's the back side there. This is actually kind of nuts. Shoot, this is tough, actually. Let's see if I do that. What does that give me? That kind of like gives me what I needed right there, I think. Boulders there, and then that. Her whole butt cheek is up there, though. Isn't it? Yeah, I missed the mark on that one. I was trying to be cute. You get that? Man, this is a tougher drawing than I thought. No, crazy. Probably shouldn't have built anything around that arm. Should have built the arm around. I got cute and did that. All right, that's not gonna make any sense. So I always redraw the arm. This is tough because everything's coming super foreshortened. So I'm gonna try to figure it out a different way. Everything's actually that angle there, so is it right? That's closer. Leave that and do that. And then definitely like that a little bit more. And let's try that. And then, yeah, I think that kind of works. Uh, Sorry for the lack of talking on this one, but this one gave me a run for my money. actually like that. Oh, my ears just started ringing really bad. So I wasn't gonna give up on this one. I don't know. Better. And then let's see if I can get that arm in now. It starts to go here. Jeez. It's hard because I don't want to make it run tangent to anything. There we go. It's not as bad. That is crazy. What a nutty, nutty thing. Just pretend that's how that is. Hmm. That was bonkers. All right. I think it turned out kind of cool though, all things considered. All right, there we go. Let's see. What else do we have? What else do we have? If they aren't hard, I'm not learning anything, so that is not going to fit in that last little space, is it? That will. So I might have to fudge that right arm a little bit. I don't care. Not a big fan for hair, so I'll find my own shape that's kind of I like a little better. The cool thing is, there's always something that is gonna give information about the neck. Well, almost always. I guess I shouldn't say that. Uh, oh gosh. straight down that way, and then we have that, and then I guess a little bit more than PCI, and then straight down from that from here. Kind of got the rib cage there, and then I don't like how I did the face, but trying to give her a better face. There we go, it's a little better. And then something like that. And then this was the corner of that, and now we want to do that. And thereabouts. And then that's what I want to do with the arm. So let's try to do my own thing here with that far shoulder. This is going to be a little tough. And I'm also going to I don't know. It's crazy. I can go there. And then I can go there. Just to kind of match that, we'll do that. That's not too bad. And then I need to find a way. I'm gonna make that a little bit more legible. And then have this. Let's see what we're gonna do with that first. Let's do it. something like that. And then, I don't know, maybe something like that. I wonder if I could have done that. Maybe that looks way better actually. This anymore. Do what they were originally intending here. Maybe we can do something like I don't know. That's kind of weird too, huh? Let's just leave that. That's cool. All right, enough of that. And I think let's see how that page is looking. Let's downsize that. Make this huge. Tab that out. And that's cool. View. Fit to screen. View. Huh. Right size up. So that. Wish I could like zoom in as much as I wanted to. Maybe I can. There we go. I didn't even know I could do that. Learn something new every day. So anyway, yeah, that was pretty good. Not a bad little first stream, I suppose. At any rate, that's what I ended up with. Yeah, first stream down. I'll see what happens doing this from here on. That was pretty fun. And I'm gonna sign out now. Hope somebody enjoys this at some point. And yeah, all right. Have a good evening or day wherever you are.